Talk about inspiring. These women will have you feeling fearless and ready to take on the world. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most feminist moments from Shondaland shows. For this list, we'll be looking at strong and memorable moments of the female characters from Shonda Rhimes' hit shows, Grey's Anatomy, Private Practice, How to Get Away with Murder, and Scandal. We're specifically looking at those times where women may have had to stand up for themselves and limiting the list to main or major characters, while excluding smaller or guest roles. Number 10, Addison becomes a single mom, Private Practice. The ex-wife of resident hottie Dr. Derek Shepherd, or McDreamy, the badass Addison Montgomery quickly became a fan favorite, first on Grey's Anatomy, then on her spin-off show Private Practice.
Addison.
You're not.
What are you doing here?
Well, you'd know if you bothered to return any one of my phone calls. Hi, I'm Addison Shepherd.
Shepherd?
And you must be the woman who's been screwing my husband.
Addison has seemingly wanted to be a mother since we first met her in the early days of Grey's Anatomy.
So, why are you really here? You're a fertility specialist, one of the best. You want to have a baby? I want to have a baby.
Her string of bad luck with men and inability to conceive a child on her own throughout Private Practice left her devastated and convinced she would never be a mom.
That could be due to stress.
Addison, I'm sorry. I did all the tests. There is no fertility potential here.
Finally, in season 5, Addison takes her fate into her own hands and adopts, on her own, an adorable baby boy whom she names Henry.
What's happening?
Just your garden variety miracle.
It's okay, you can do this. Judy. I'm just here for moral support.
I'm having a boy.
He's almost here. Push. Good. There he is.
This touching moment doesn't only demonstrate her independence, but also proves that you don't need to have a traditional family in order to be a parent. Number 9, Olivia defends Abby and the B word, Scandal. Olivia Pope, a fixture in Washington politics, and President Grant have always had a complicated relationship.
You left me.
Because you are married. Because you said you wanted to try to dedicate yourself to your marriage. Because you are the leader of the free world and I wanted you to be a better man.
One of Olivia's gladiators, and President Grant's current chief of staff, Abby Whelan, calls the president out on his poor treatment of Olivia's current flame, Jake Ballard.
But if you love her at all, do her the courtesy of telling her what is going on. You may have never heard what it sounds like when Olivia wakes up screaming from a nightmare, but I have, and it's awful. So, please.
Later on, Grant reacts by calling Abby a bitch. Olivia demands that he not call her that. If he was describing a man, he would not use such degrading terminology, she says. Instead, he would commend a man on his bold personality and ability to speak up. When it comes to women, there's always a double standard.
So, Abby's kind of a bitch.
Don't say that. The words used to describe women. If she was a man, you'd say she was formidable, or bold, or right.
Where men are praised, women are torn down. It's a compelling moment that drives us to look at the inequality between the genders and aim to do better, as well as an extremely bold one, considering who Liv is talking to. Number 8, Michaela says, I love me, How to Get Away with Murder. Michaela spent a lot of time in the shadow of her fiancé. After the engagement is called off and Michaela learns to stand on her own, his difficult mother re-enters the picture.
You sign, or I will make sure that you go back to that nasty backwood bayou swamp you came from, you stubborn bitch. Oh, you want to play? Let's go.
She begs Michaela to give her son another chance, and Michaela refuses.
I was unfair to you. I apologize for that. And all the hurtful things I said to you. I have seen the error of my ways, and you're not the girl I said you were.
She explains that she knows he never loved her, but she loves herself, and that is the most important attribute she can have.
He doesn't love me. But here's the thing. I love me. So I'm done.
She's not going to shrink herself in order to please a man ever again. Self-love is a constant battle, and Michaela proves that we have to always choose ourselves. Number 7, Meredith deserves equal pay, Grey's Anatomy. No woman is spared when it comes to the fight for equal pay.
No, walk in there and demand what you deserve. Men do it all the time. They walk in, they adjust their man parts, they get more money.
Even our favorite surgeon, Meredith Grey, must fight the good fight.
Meredith finally got her contract.
Woo!
It's official.
Lady Chief Trifecta.
When she becomes the chief of general surgery, Meredith comes to realize that she's making significantly less than other department heads. Meredith is rightfully outraged and goes to Chief Bailey, demanding more. She stands up for herself and lists the many ways in which she has contributed to the success of the hospital. She has been essential not only to her patients, but also the survival of Grace Sloan Memorial, and she deserves to be compensated fairly for that.
That doesn't change the fact that I earned this job, and I worked very hard for it. I need to feel as valued as you say you value me. I need to be able to look in the mirror. This is just not enough.
In the end, Dr. Bailey agrees and tells her that she just wanted her to stand up for herself and demand what she is entitled to.
Yeah, she needs to fight for herself.
Okay.
This is what a feminist looks like, sir.
Number 6, when Mellie becomes the first elected president of the United States. Scandal. Mellie Grant, the ex-wife of President Fitzgerald Grant, has never had it easy. She has been humiliated in the media as the result of her husband's public affairs.
How sure are you that she's the woman who had an alleged affair with President Grant?
It's just one source, but it's a good source. A source in a position to know the true identity of the president's mistress.
Then she was criticized and faced double standards for similar behavior, while Fitz was granted absolution.
America can forgive a man 100 infidelities, but they will never forgive a woman even one. I will be ruined, finished, done.
As Mellie so pointedly states, men can be forgiven many times, but a woman will never even be forgiven once. This is why it is especially moving and a great sign for women when Mellie overcomes all these obstacles.
The certificates of all the states have been opened and read. Mellie Grant will be appointed President of the United States for the term beginning on the 20th day of January. May God bless our new president. May God bless the United States of America.
It's an exciting moment for women to see Mellie be sworn in as the first female POTUS, on television at least. Hopefully it's also a sign of what's to come in the real world. Number 5, Bailey becomes the first female chief of surgery, Grey's Anatomy. To keep in line with our string of strong, powerful women is Dr. Bailey. She has always been a force to be reckoned with.
I have 5 rules, memorize them. Rule number 1, don't bother sucking up. I already hate you, that's not gonna change.
Whether she is serving as chief resident or attending, the doctors go to her for advice, guidance, and sometimes punishments.
All the responsibility and none of the credit. You deserve the credit. You deserve the job. I should have given it to you in the first place. I hope you take it now, because what you do and how you do it makes this hospital work.
In season 12, Dr. Bailey is awarded the honor of becoming the first female chief of surgery at Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital, which is a position she has earned and worked hard for over the years.
Are you nervous? You're not nervous.
Of course I'm nervous. Been waiting for this day my entire career.
Coming after a string of male predecessors, Bailey has carved her own path and is showing that the future is female.
I should be chief of surgery. Oh, wait, I already am. You are welcome.
Number 4, Annalise Keating stands up to racist judge, How to Get Away with Murder. Annalise Keating has never been a perfect woman, nor does she claim to be. However, one thing you can always count on her for is being a strong advocate for her clients.
I'm Professor Annalise Keating, and this is Criminal Law 100, or as I prefer to call it,
How to Get Away with Murder.
In this particular episode, she stands up to a racist judge in court. When her black client is not being given the legal rights he deserves, Annalise reads a 1985 ruling from a judge. In it, he states race must always be taken into consideration regarding the law.
As an arbiter of the law with whole knowledge of historical jurisprudence in this country, race must always be considered a variable.
You have precious time, Miss Keating. I suggest that you don't waste it by making arguments you've already made.
These are not my words, Justice Strickland. They're yours.
The judge is shocked when Annalise reveals the same racist judge presiding over the case is the one who wrote those powerful words. Annalise Keating is not one to lie down and take it, and this empowering moment shows us that we always have to advocate for the less fortunate.
Racism is built into the DNA of America. And as long as we turn a blind eye to the pain of those suffering under its oppression, we will never escape those origins.
Number 3, the female doctors make a wall for Abby, Grey's Anatomy. When a patient, Abby, comes into the ER, doctors soon discover that she is a survivor of a rape.
Are you ready? You have to say it. It's the law. You say yes, we go to the next step. You say no at any time, we stop.
Jo and the other doctors quickly rally around her when she is afraid to go into surgery. Jo connects with Abby on a personal level, having just found out she is a product of rape herself. It's difficult to watch Jo reconcile everything she's feeling, but she still manages to put her feelings aside to be there for the patient and organizes for the female staff to form a wall down the hallway leading to the operating room.
Dr. Karev asked us to all stand here. Do we know why?
Just that a patient needs us. She needs all of us.
This touching display of support puts Abby at ease and shows the power that women have if we all band together.
Are you ready?
Standing on the platform, watching you go.
Yes.
Number 2, Josie Marcus speaks out about sexism, scandal. When Congresswoman Josie Marcus is being interviewed, she doesn't hold back. In fact, when she's being asked questions by the media, she goes for the jugular.
It's not about experience, James. It's about gender. Reston's saying, I don't have the balls to be president, and he means that literally. It's offensive. It's offensive to me and to all the women whose votes he's asking for.
The network requests that this interview take place in her home, and Josie doesn't waste any time standing up for herself.
The only reason we're doing this interview in my house is because you requested it. This was your idea, and yet here you are thanking me for inviting you into my lovely home. That's what you say to the neighbor lady who baked you chocolate chip cookies.
She points out the sexism that is involved in politics on national television, with the public being constantly reminded that women can't do the same just as a man. She says they speak in code by implying women don't have the experience to be in power, when in fact they really mean they aren't capable because they are women.
Congresswoman Marcus.
Don't interrupt me when I'm speaking.
I have to stop this.
Don't you dare. You're promoting stereotypes, James. You're advancing this idea that women are weaker than men.
This brave and unfiltered look at the struggles many strong women go through every day is definitely an important conversation to have, and Marcus initiated it in public. Before we unveil our amazing top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Charlotte.
Close the door. I want anyone to see me.
I'm staying out of it, but you're very beautiful.
Oh, super beautiful. I'm brilliant. If you want to appease me, compliment my brain.
I spent all this time building you up in my head as some big bad monster. The truth is, you're nothing. Nothing. But a sad, pathetic little man who has to beat and rape women to make himself feel big.
I am not asking you to cry on my shoulder, Annalise. I am asking you to be a real person.
I am who I am. If you don't like it, I don't care.
I just had to bring the thunder.
Bring the thunder.
When you seem really nice or young or pretty, sometimes people don't take you seriously. You have to help them understand who they're dealing with. You have to bring the thunder.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Amelia Is Legendary, Grey's Anatomy. Amelia has always felt as though she doesn't measure up to her perfect brother Derek Shepherd, a renowned neurosurgeon. She has always felt like she's one step behind him.
Amy, I'm sorry, but you can't stop and reestablish blood flow in 90 seconds. I mean, I can't do it in 90 seconds.
Oh, well, the great god of neurosurgery has spoken.
In the distance, she operates on a brain tumor that no other doctor wants to touch, and wins.
There's a scientific study that shows that if you stand like this in superhero pose for just 5 minutes before a job interview or a big presentation or a really hard task, you will not only feel more confident, you will perform measurably better.
While everyone thinks she is out of her mind to perform the surgery, Amelia knows she has it in her to succeed.
I think I cleared the optic nerve.
There. That wasn't so hard.
This proves to Amelia and everyone else that she is indeed a superhero who's not to be messed with. It's a great moment both personally and professionally, and it teaches Amelia she's capable of anything.
Only freaking superheroes. And that is how you become legendary.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.